be smart, happy, or sin ever again. Oh, and I'm pretty sure I'm turning into a dog. You're so funny.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2024 dark comedy horror Nightbitch. The film is co-written and directed by Marielle Heller and it stars Amy Adams, Scott McNairy. We have two twins playing just one son really. We have Ali and Emmett Snowden, and we also have Jessica Harper. Right, okay, the film focuses on Amy Adams' character, whose only name in the film, well, she doesn't have a name, she's just given the title as Mother. She is the mother of a young toddler. She's married to Scott McNairy's character. She used to be an artist. She's very expressive, quite a popular known artist, and she gave all that up for motherhood, to be a stay-at-home mother. And she's finding the whole process to be incredibly difficult, incredibly stressful, very little support from her husband, and finds the menial day-to-day tasks increasingly frustrating. As time goes on, she starts to notice a much more primal change within herself that starts to manifest itself physically as well, as she finds she's got a lot in tune with dogs, and she feels like she may well actually be turning into one. Right, what are my thoughts on Nightbitch? Well, I didn't know a great deal about this film other than I saw a trailer several months ago and I thought it looked fascinating, the trailer. It kind of missells the film. Well, the film kind of missells itself, actually, when you're watching it. So I'm not surprised that the trailer does the same thing. It almost kind of presents the film as almost like a transformation, like werewolfy type thing, and that is really just not what the film is about. What is the film about? I'm not really sure either. It's a very, very odd film, is this. Now, if you take this film at face value, and it almost feels like it's a film that's kind of been split in two. The first part of the film is, it's like a dark comedy, very dark comedy, that's kind of slashed with a drama, like a family drama. That part of the film works okay with me. It's quite, self-aware of what it is. It's got an awful lot to say about parenting and especially motherhood. And a lot of parents, in particular mothers out there that watch this, will be able to relate to this a great deal, I suspect. Certainly aspects of the film they'll really be able to relate to. The isolation and the frustration of being a mother and, all the things that go along with it that this film displays quite well in the film. That side of the film, I think, is quite an interesting film and easily the best part of the film. And then you've got another part of the film where you've got this surreal horror stroke body horror type thing going on that for me is just bizarre, and I'm sure it's also tapping into her primal instincts as a mother and all this kind of stuff. But the other side of the film that I mentioned earlier, that was doing a fantastic job of telling that side of the story, telling how difficult it is to be a mother. In my opinion, the film didn't need, and I think it holds it back greatly, the whole weird transformation into this dog thing. It just was very, very odd. I mean, I'm not a fan of body horror anyway, and don't get me wrong, this isn't like gross out body horror or anything like that, not in particular. It's just, she starts getting fur here and there, and her teeth start getting a bit sharper, and it looks like she might be getting a tail here and there. And then there are a few times in the film you're thinking, "Oh, is that her as a dog now?" And that's the thing. The film doesn't really ever really pull the trigger. A lot of it is in your own head. It's for you to make that decision. Really, I think the film is saying a lot more than that. Look at this woman who's turning into a dog. No, I think it's going a lot deeper than that, and it's saying a lot more about motherhood. But this is my whole point. The film didn't need it, and I think it's based on a book. I might be wrong. And so obviously they're going to translate the book to the screen, and all that stuff I'm presuming is in the book. And I suspect the book is written by a woman. I don't know, if I'm being particularly honest. And the film is directed by a woman. And it stars a woman. So therefore, they know what they're making, they know who they're making it for, and I'm fairly sure this film hasn't been made for me. I was intrigued to watch it because, number one, I'm a fan of Amy Adams. I think she's a great actress. I think she's an underrated actress. And I think she's quite beautiful as well. And her performance is fantastic here. It's going to be overlooked because I think the film's just so surreal. But it's a very, very good performance that a lot of women are going to be able to relate to. And she taps into her inner frumpiness as well for the role, if that makes sense. I think it's a really, really strong performance by her. And I also think Scott McNeary, who plays the husband, gives a good performance here as the husband who is... He's not a bad husband. He's kind of does what many husbands do and kind of nods the head and says, yes, okay, let's do that. If the wife says, oh, I want to do this, that and the other, the husband's way of supporting that is saying, yeah, okay. But sometimes the wife or the mother or whatever wants more than that. They want a little bit more interaction, a little bit more pushback, and a little bit more discussion. But he doesn't realise what he's done wrong, if you like, as many husbands don't in those scenarios. And the little toddlers, the little twins, the Snowden boys, they're not twins in the film, like I say, they just play one little toddler. What a cracking little actor this little toddler is. He ain't got a clue what's going on, I'm sure. But he looked like he had a brilliant, brilliant relationship with Amy Adams. And it was such a cute little relationship as well. Those scenes were very wholesome and lovely to watch for the most part. But the film itself... overall is a confused watch. Let's say I think the dark comedy and like the family drama stuff is the best part of the film. The surreal horror stroke body horror stuff for me doesn't fit the rest of the film. It doesn't work for me, that side of it. But it's there in the film. Make of it what you will. There might be a lot of you women who may watch this review, who will watch this film, may understand it a little bit more than me, or maybe even enjoy it a little bit more than me. But from the reviews that I'm seeing online, I think a lot of the feedback is very similar to kind of things that I'm saying, in a sense of it's a bit of a confused one, and I don't think it really knows what kind of film it wants to be. But yeah, let me know your comments, guys, if you watch this film, your thoughts on it, and I will of course be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.